folks, Species 7 here. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Farming Simulator. We're here in Pleasant Valley. Now, before we go too far, this video is more of a sort of little explanation thing. We have, or I should say, entirely under my own compulsion here, started a brand new run of this map. Now, we have exactly the same gear as we left with, other than instead of the Schluter tractor, I found a nice little John Deere to get us. So we got this guy. There we go. After selling... Well, let me tell you what happened, okay? At the end of last episode, I sold off the last trailer we had of sunflower seeds, and I sold off a trailer of wheat. Now that put us well over the $400,000 mark again. So, at that point, I traded in the Flegel trailer for a local neighborhood trailer, a Milton Trucking one. Just we fit in better. And I bought something to haul animals in. That's a pretty cheap trailer, by the way. Probably considerably less than it should be. That left us enough that I was able to add a second semi to our ranks. Picked up a little American Peterbilt here. So, just again, I've been running things like the Schluter, the MAN TGX truck. Those things I've been running in pretty much every Let's Play we've done. So this is new. I've never run one of these before. I've never had that model of John Deere. So, why did I reset the map? Well, because basically, every time we harvested a field, if we sold all the crop on it, we'd make almost $500,000, which means every time we harvested a field, we could buy one of those great big fields you see across the road, or the most expensive piece of gear in the game, etc., from a single harvest. Now, with the time rollover in this game, you can basically, in a couple of hours, make yourself a couple of $1 million. That's... I don't know, it just seemed almost pointless, you know? So what I've done is I've restarted the entire thing on hard mode. Now we won't get as much for our crops. We are, I think, 200 grand in debt to the bank, etc., etc. Like, hard mode steps it up a big notch. So, hopefully now we'll actually be sort of, you know, sitting at a spot where we can go, okay, you know, if I want to buy that root crop harvester that's $500,000, well, I'm going to have to do both fields, harvest everything up, sell all of it, replant, and at least get one more field off to market before I can consider it. Whereas, like I said, here, in 15 minutes from now, right now, if I wanted to, you know, put both harvesters out on this wheat field, grab the truck, fill her up, and run it to the store, you know, especially on a great demand, you know, within 15 minutes I could have that $500,000 and buy that expensive piece of gear. So, hopefully, that's what this change has taken care of. Other than that, I've dropped the same gear in the same places. Well, close to the same places. I think our water tower was actually over behind that building, but that was a bit awkward. The other reason that I made the change was because I put a hay shed up at the cow barn. Problem with it was, even though it was a placeable mod, once you placed it down, you could not sell it or pick it back up. Well, that's fine. I mean, you can live with where you put it. Unless, of course, you put it where the milk truck comes in, takes your milk, and then tries to drive through it on his way back out, and gets stuck. Even that's fine, because a milk truck will reset. But this is a bale shed. At some point, it's going to have bales in it. Yeah. Needless to say, I have taken that mod right out of my mod folder, because it's not right. Alright? Placeable object, you should be able to buy it. If you don't want it there, you can sell it. That's the whole idea of being placeable, as opposed to having to open Giant's editor and place it in the map that way. So, downside, well, not only won't be getting as much money, but we have absolutely no grass stored now, and we have absolutely none of the other things that we stored, i.e. all of the straw is gone, over 500,000 units, which will make up harvesting these 2 fields. So all the straw is gone, all the grass is gone. As you can see, our silos are back down to nothing. The silo with all the millet in it is, of course, now empty, etc., etc. As you can see, we start with absolutely 0 crops. Not even like on normal mode, where you at least start with 8 or 10,000. We're starting with nothing. So, kind of a little kick in the boom, but we will get by. And I'm going to start by harvesting off these 2 fields and throwing them in the silo, and we'll see where that leaves us. Because quite frankly, I would very soon like to trade in these 2 harvesters for one of the big Lexion 770s. It has a much bigger head. There is a modified one for Pleasant Valley to deal with all the different fruits here, etc. Bigger grain capacity and a little bit quicker. So yeah, I want to get enough of a crop out that we can take the money we have plus both of these harvesters and flip them off for Alexion. So, but you've already seen me do the initial harvest of these fields, so there's probably not much else I can go on for that. I think we're going to close it here. I wanted to let you guys know what's happening. So it's just a continuation of the playthrough. Nothing has stopped. Nothing has really changed, other than we're a couple of steps behind where we were at the end of last episode. So, but we also have some pretty cool gear to play with. No, that's not bad. The new John Deere tractor, I think I still like the JCB better. It's smoother, but the John Deere is a nice addition. The Peterbilt, well, I did have issues with the MAN truck when it came to hauling that big forage harvester out to the cow barn. She was basically rudding on her rear sets of wheels all the way down. This, even though it appears to be a little bit lighter of a truck, but that's because it's a day cab, not a sleeper, supposedly hauls a slightly heavier load. My only other choice, and one guaranteed to haul, I believe, will haul up to 80 ton, is a $600,000 truck. So I don't really want that. But this is where we are, guys. So we have what we had. It's just going to be a little tougher to come up with what we need. But until we hit that hurdle, I think I'm going to let it go. This has been Species 7. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Until next we meet, take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.